Hello my friends, and welcome back to Alien Protocols, the Advanced Protocols Data Project. As long-term followers of the channel know, we have been talking about the Nimitz case and the cases in all of the seas surrounding the United States. Between 2002 and 2016, we've been talking about these since late January, and many of the facts that we brought up first have proven true over time, like the little L shapes underneath the Tictac, the rendezvous with the saucer, which at first was just being kind of conflated between the Tictac and the disturbance on the water. And initially, there was a lot of confusion about all these topics, and nobody was really talking about the little L shapes on the bottom of the Tic-Tacs. And I've always kind of presumed they were little transfer tubes because the Tic-Tac and the saucer were rendezvousing. And if you're going to rendezvous, I mean, you can send data electronically. You don't need to rendezvous physically unless you need to transfer some sort of matter that's physical. You need some sort of object or some sort of precious matter that the craft would need to be side by side. And so I just always assumed it was some sort of transfer tube. But you know what? We may be wrong. There's a lot of different possibilities of what these tubes could be and the configurations of them. They could be two in the center like this, or they could be on the sides, more like this. And there could be a 2 and a 2 arrangement, but I believe it's just a 1 and a 1. And that would be what it's kind of like from the front. But on many of these cases, these little structures have appeared. And those little structures are really kind of fascinating, aren't they? It kind of really makes you wonder, what are they? Let's explore some of the possibilities, at least. They could, of course, be gravity amplifiers. You know, you could point them in different directions like that, you know, rotate, and you could go that direction. The only problem is if they're both underneath the craft, it would be harder to go straight up. So that's a little interesting thought. Of course, antennas, where they could broadcast and receive information, seems very logical. My transfer tube notion that I've had, they could be a powerful sensor, a type of sensor. Weapons, certainly not beyond the realm of possibility. They could be an exhaust or an intake. Maybe it's dripping water like an electric car, or a car that runs on water, hydrogen. They could be manipulators like robot arms we have on our submarines. This next one's a little far out, but I went for it anyway. It could be a male craft, and there could be a female craft. They could be living creatures. They could be some other kind of field manipulator. It doesn't have to be a gravity manipulator. It could be a Higgs field manipulator, maybe, or another field that we're not quite sure of, like the ether that was theoretically disproven, but not proven, but disproven. Maybe it's latches, some sort of thing that allows it to attach to a larger ship. It could just be a refueling. We have all sorts of refueling apparatuses on our jets. So I thought there's a really good chance, a really, really good chance, whatever it is, it's one of these. But I have a feeling we're missing a few other ideas that are very viable and realistic as well. And I would love to hear what you guys think are these possibilities here. What do you think, therefore? What seems most logical to you? And what configuration? Could they rotate and rotate onto the other side of the craft? Could they be moving like that? Would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Maybe they serve the same purpose as the gravity manipulators in the classic triangles. It's an interesting notion. Much love. to you and yours.